When handling sharks, it is important to make sure that the work surface is wet so as not to cause the animal undue damage or stress. The correct way to handle a shark is to place one hand behind the pectoral fins and grip firmly, and use the other hand to secure the tail. Once the shark is secure on the mat, it is advisable to place a wet cloth over its eyes to minimize stress. 3 measurements are taken from the shark. The total length is measured from the tip of the rostrum to the tip of the caudal fin. The precaudal length is measured from the tip of the rostrum to the start of the caudal fin. The interdorsal length is the distance between the end of the first dorsal and the start of the second dorsal fin, although this measurement is species specific as not all shark species have 2 dorsal fins. These 3 measurements are standard fisheries measurements and contribute to species identification, taxonomic clarification, and increase in the understanding of morphometrics and general understanding of sharks. They also allow growth to be calculated should the tagged animal be recaptured. The shark is sexed by checking for the presence of claspers near the pelvic fins. If the claspers are present, this indicates a male. Between measurement sets, the shark should be placed back into a tub of fresh seawater to minimize air exposure time. With the shark back in the water, preparation can begin for the next set of measurements. Ethanol is used to sterilize all instruments, which are then rinsed with distilled water, as ethanol can burn the skin of the sharks. With the shark back in the water, it is important not to rush and to be organized and prepared properly for your next set of measurements. Tag type is selected based upon the shark's total length. A shark with a length of less than 30 centimeters cannot be tagged as it's deemed to be too invasive. A shark between 30 and 60 centimeters is tagged with a D tag, and a shark of a length greater than 60 centimeters is tagged with an A tag. A and D are both types of the standard spaghetti tag. Each tag has a unique identification number so that each individual shark can be identified should it be recaptured. It is advisable to take note of this number before the tag is implanted into the shark, as this greatly reduces the difficulty. With the unique identification number noted down and the tag inserted into the applicator, you are now ready to begin the tag application process as well as fin clipping. During fin clipping, a small piece of the dorsal fin is removed with sterilized scissors and placed in a vial of ethanol. These fin clips provide DNA samples which are used by GenBank and other global databases. This greatly aids species identification and taxonomic clarification. With the fin clip completed, the tag can now be inserted into the dorsal ventral muscle of the shark using the applicator. Some force is required as the skin of the shark is very tough. However, extreme caution must be taken as undue force or a slip could cause the shark serious damage. Once all the measurements have been taken, the shark can be released. It should be placed in the tub until partially recovered and then held in the seawater until you can feel it firmly kicking and ready to swim away. Then it can be released. Thank you for listening.